Hi, I'm Emy.
I'm Paolo Montalban.
I'm Emy Coligado, and you're watching Rise and Shine with FilAm Creative.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And for the 20th time, it's time to rise and shine. So here to start us off today are Ronnie and Kami.
Rise, 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 rise and shine. That's 4 rises, Kami. One for every one of the hosts. Sort of. Yeah. One for every one of the hosts. Good morning.
Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning, Kami. Good morning, YouTube. Thanks everyone for joining us. This is this is show number 20. We've hit that section. Because you know how I was like, what's the name of that, Kami? Like the 20s. We hit our early 20s. We made it.
The roaring 20s.
We hit the roaring 20s stage of our episodes. I think we should celebrate, Kami.
Teenagers.
No longer teenagers. I think we need to celebrate. We need to celebrate with a song. Tell me, I'm gonna put you on the spot here, Kami. Like, do you do karaoke?
I do not.
You do not karaoke.
Second guess myself.
So when your entire family of 40-something people come over and then the karaoke busts out, you do not participate.
I do not.
We have Jeremiah in the chat losing his mind over the fact that you do not fit that stereotype. Okay.
I may be dancing though. I might not be singing, but I may be dancing for sure.
There you go. Dancing is just the singing of the body, not the singing, which also occurs in the body. Kami, if you could sing perfectly any song, like if you had the singing chops of maybe an Emy Coligado or of a Haven Everly, what would you sing?
Oh man. Whew, you really put me on the spot here. Sound of Music.
That's wow. That's a good one. That's a good one. I think I think that's such a good idea. We might even hear it later. I would say if I could sing as good as the cast of, say, a musical feature film, maybe one called The Girl Who Left Home, I would probably just go show up at every karaoke party just busting out with Whitney Houston. I would sing both parts of Prince of Egypt. Do you know that song, Kami? There's that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would be both Mariah and Whitney. I would wear the same dress. That's an old school reference for anyone who was for those millennials out there who remember that MTV Movie Award with the dresses. Anyway, we have a great show for you today. We have a great show for you today with actual talent, with people who actually sing well and don't pretend that they sing well. We got the cast of The Girl Who Left Home today.
Yes, I am so excited.
I'm gonna spoil this for the rest of the cast because I have to shoot my shot like right now. All of these people that we have today are crazy, amazing, and I'm having I'm fangirling right now. I mean, Paulo Montalban is here. Do you guys know who Paulo Montalban is? He was the prince in Cinderella when Cinderella was Brandy. That's my Cinderella. That's mine. And then we have. I think we always talk about you talk about people singing, but I mean, like Emy was in one of my favorite shows of all time. She was in Malcolm in the Middle, and the comedy chops. I don't know if you guys notice. I try to be funny most of the time. Most of the time it don't work, but I praise a comedy queen. So, I mean, and we got, oh my gosh, there's like so many things. Oh, thank you, Haven. Also spoiler alert, Haven Everly is here, the star. My gosh. Oh, Evan, you're so sweet. Okay, well, without further ado, let's get on with it. Kami, shall you introduce our first host?
Yes, our first host today is Ed Malillin.
And our first stirrer host today is Rex Sampaga. Have fun, guys.
Woohoo! Rise and shine.
Woohoo! Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks, Kami. Oh my gosh, rise and shine, Ed.
What's going on, Rex?
Oh gosh, I can't believe we're in the 20s now. I
We
mean, we're
are
close to
20
being legal, I think,
episodes.
right? We're close to being
And
legal.
yes, and this is actually a two-part episode because we have so many people on the show today that we couldn't do it justice by doing just one episode. So we will turn 21. We will turn
Oh,
legal during this episode. So Haven and Paolo and Emy are here for a historic day that we don't have to get carded anymore. And it's
well, then can we then just bring back the boba chefs so that we can put some alcohol in the boba to turn 21?
you bring up a good point. We actually did a boba with alcohol episode recently, and we were not 21. We apologize for that, but if
We
you
were
want to
underage.
check out our criminal activity, you can make sure you subscribe to us on our YouTube page. We would really appreciate those subscribers. But yes, Rex, thank you for that reference back to Ariel and Nicole and Alyssa and well, we won't talk about what Ronnie and Veronica did, but
Well, yeah, the song. I think the song that Ronnie was alluding to with the Prince of Egypt, I believe, the animation film. The song was called "When You Believe," I believe, and that had both Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston on it.
So we're going to bring out in a couple of seconds our guests today. We do want to say hello, a shout out to Mallorie, who was supposed to be here today.
Yes,
She had something to do, and she is going to be with us in season 2.
that's correct.
Exactly. So please hang out with us in season 2, and you will be able to if you subscribe to our YouTube. Notice how many times I can get that plug in. Subscribe to our YouTube.
You're very good at that.
Exactly. And we really need to give a shout out to a wonderful person named Becca Hahn, who helped Mallorie orchestrate this whole thing. So we do want to give our love and a shout out to our new friend Becca for helping us to put this together. We appreciate all the work she did, and so big shout out to her. So I guess Rex, should we? Is it time?
Let's bring them out. Yeah, let's bring them out, Ed.
Okay,
let's go ahead.
I think so. Let's do it. So if they're watching in the green room, in the Zoom room, I guess they need to come out here in a second. All right. So we have 3 guests today from the movie The Girl Who Left Home, and we're so happy that they're here. We're going to bring them out one at a time. Let's start with, and they're all here today, excited. Let's start with Paulo Montalban. Good morning, Rise and Shine.
Woo!
Good morning, Rise and Shine.
All
Rise and
right.
shine, rise and shine.
Yes. And we also have today Emy Coligado. Good morning.
Woo-hoo!
And finally, she's on the poster. We finally
Yes.
have Haven Everly. Good
Woo-hoo!
morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for coming out. And I
Thank
think we're in different time zones, so it's not really the morning. For us here in the West Coast, we're still waking up because it's before noon, the crack of noon, as they say. So
Exactly. We tape this show for those who don't know. And by the way, don't forget that you can always write us if you want to watch the show live. But we do tape the show on a Saturday morning, but it's not Saturday morning for 2 of our friends. Paulo is in New Jersey, and Emy is in Houston, and Haven is in Sacramento. So this is also the beauty of Zoom, is that we didn't even have to. We're really cheap. We didn't have to fly these folks in. We just kind of, we just
we're a
said,
nonprofit, guys. FilAm Creates
exactly.
a nonprofit.
We're a cheapo. We're a Club Kuriput nonprofit here. So, but yes, this is the beauty of Zoom, the beauty of technology. So, well, before we get into it, for our viewers who, and again, I always say this, for our viewers who haven't watched the movie, what's the matter with you? But if you haven't watched the movie, could we get? I'm just gonna. I guess I'll pick on Haven. Haven, can you just give us a 411 on a quick synopsis of The Girl Who Left Home?
Okay, so The Girl Who Left Home is about a girl who is a Filipino American female who is an aspired actress. And in the peak of her career, when she has a big opportunity in front of her, she also finds out that her father passes away back home in the East Coast in Maryland. So she has to go back home, and she's faced with a lot of unfinished business. And so she's now having to uphold her family during a time of crisis. while still trying to balance her own personal dreams and her careers. So you see that conflict that she's experiencing throughout the whole film. And it's mixed with a lot of singing, which is awesome. It is a musical feature film, and a lot of dancing, and you see a lot of theme of family, love, and understanding.
So I guess then to Emy and to Paulo, why don't you then just describe who your character is in relation to the actress and how you guys fit into this particular story?
I play Mary Santos, who is the mother of Christine, the lead. And yes, she has just lost her husband, and the family business is at stake. And she really wants Christine to stay at home and help the business.
Got it. And you, Paulo?
I play Tito Tony, who is Mary's brother and Christine's uncle, Tito Ninong. Yes.
Ninong, yes, yes.
Which is like next level Tito, you know what I mean?
That's right.
And you know, he's supportive, cringeworthy, and he wants the best for the family and for Haven. Sorry, see, I'm so confused.
It's that close. It's that close.
So much of the character.
Yes.
Christine. Yeah. So he's there to help navigate her choice between choosing between her passion and between helping the family out during this time of need.
So to all three of you then, how did each one of you get involved with Mallorie and this particular project then?
For me, I did it the traditional way. So my manager sent me the audition. I got my email, and it was so funny because I was super green at the time, and my manager literally like emails me. He's like, "So there's an audition that's made for you," and I was like, "What?" Someone's talking to me like I'm nobody. No, and then so I was like, oh my gosh, I read the script and I cried, and I was like, I don't care if I don't book the lead. I just want to be in this FilAm. Like I'll be like waiter number 3. Like I just want to be part of it. And so so it was going through that whole audition process where it's like you send your tape, you get the call back, then you do the, you go in front of the director, and it was amazing. So just slowly but surely I was getting the call like, okay, you passed this round. Finally at the very, very end when I got the call that I booked it, I was super ecstatic, and I just couldn't believe it.
Wow. You, Emy, how did they find you?
Yes, my manager got the audition for me, and it was really interesting timing because unfortunately, I had just lost my dad, and I moved home to be with my mom. And here I was, like I read the script and worked on it with a friend, and she was like, wow, this is really weird because it's like life is imitating art, or art is imitating life. And so here I am watching my mom go through her mourning period, and then I kind of brought like what she was going through into what was going on with Mary Santos. So it's kind of strange,
And you were one of the producers also, right, Emy?
Yes, because we did like fundraising, but I'm not really, I don't consider myself the producer that did all the work. Just by title.
And then how about you, Paulo?
First of all, I mean, raising funds is producing.
This is
You are correct, Paulo. You are totally correct in that.
Insane. Also, Emy, did you also get the script like Haven did for the?
I'm trying to remember if I got the script or just the sides. I did get the script. I did, but it was an old version.
I just got the sides.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't know how it ended, and I didn't know what happened beforehand or after.
So you just kind of like got a description, but no backstory, maybe.
Yeah, I just like, I just did some detective work and just figured it out. But I did send in a self-tape, and I got my niece to help me out with the signs at my sister's house. So yes, it was like art imitating life.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh
crazy
my
Wow.
gosh.
thought of that. Now you guys brought all that stuff up.
Did your niece, was she your reader?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And my other niece was I guess she was like in charge of like pressing the play button. Yeah.
Wow.
Gabby and Bella, I love you. I love you.
Oh, got a shout out right there.
Nothing wrong with child labor.
Get them while they're cheap.
Oh my
We're
gosh.
breaking all kinds of rules of Rise and
Not
Shine.
even
This is
legal
terrible.
yet.
I want to double back to a question for all three of you, but something that Haven brought up that intrigued me. Obviously, as actors, as folks working in Broadway and theater, what was it like to first of all to see that there was a Filipino American project of this magnitude, and then to get the part and be part of it? Talk about the impact that had on you as an actor.
Yeah, so I think for me it was huge. It was super huge to feel like we were being seen and heard in a story that was so close to home for so many of us. Like, I think that for me, when I read it, that's why I was tearing, because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm being seen and heard in a deeper level than just the girl that's making coffee. Like, this is a character that all of us can relate to, whether or not we're going through something specific. Like, we all have like a tito that's similar to Tito Tony, or we have parents that are super strict, or we have an aspiring, we're all aspiring in some sort of art and we're scared to pursue it. Like, there's so many levels that are so relatable that hasn't really been put in the forefront in the industry yet. So I think that's why for me, I just wanted to be a part of that. It almost felt like a movement more than just a project. And to be the lead was just like such a huge thing. And then we all have kind of some sort of like deeper connection with the story itself. We all felt something like it was very synergistic, and we were all just like in the moment. It was really impactful. And that's what that's what we hope resonated with everyone else as well.
How about you, Emy?
I've been in the film and TV industry since 2000, and before that I was doing theater since 93, and hands down, of the TV film gigs I've had, this was the most enjoyable job I've ever had. Primarily the cast was Filipino, primarily the people behind the camera were Filipino, and you just came on set and I felt it was just like, I was so joyous. Like, it felt so comfortable. It felt like going to, it didn't feel like work. It was more, like I said, just one of the best jobs I've ever had. And if I could do it again, I would do it again. And kudos to Mallorie for creating that kind of atmosphere. It always, starts from the top and it trickles down. And she really created a great fun experience. The whole crew was living at her house. So it was that kind of situation.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was so much fun. And we really grew very close, the three of us and the rest of the cast. I don't think that will ever happen again, to be honest. Not the way it did.
Yeah. So basically everything Emy said. It was like a homecoming. It was like coming home, but not your home, somebody else's home. But it still feels like your home, if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna give a shout out to our non-Filipino crew members who in my heart are Filipinos because they slept over, Mallorie's house. They ate Filipino food with us in the mornings and for lunch and for dinner, and they laughed like Filipinos. And so in my heart, they are honorary Filipinos. They're real Filipinos. So really, it felt like shooting a movie at home, oddly enough. And I wouldn't mind doing like an extended TV series spinoff of it with the same cast and crew. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That's like a spin-off idea there, maybe doing a reality show of the girl who left home, but really is at home with her people. Yeah, I don't know.
There's definitely a spin-off opportunity for Tito Tony, I think. There's a lot of uncovered stuff that we need to look at.
Oh boy, yes, the backstory, the uncovered backstories of
Yeah,
Tito
what's
Tony.
going on there?
Anyone knows Bruno Mars, we could use him for an episode.
He could write the song for it. Yeah, that would be great. So I understand, Haven, this was your, I guess, your feature film debut and everything. The music. Now, I understand that you were kind of like in a group, a local group back home, and it was kind of, was that like a pop group or R&B group? What was it, Haven?
Growing up, I was in a girl group with my sisters, actually. My two.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were. My parents were professional singers, and it's like a whole thing. We were like the Jackson Five, but the Filipino. Every local festival, wedding, like my dad had a. Eventually, we started taking it seriously, and we got like signed to a management team in New York, and we were shopped labels. We sang on like, different like Apollo and things like that. It was really a great experience. So it's just coining it back to the girl who left home. When I read the script, Christine, the character that I played, she also sang. Haven't watched the film. She sang with her two best friends growing up.
Got it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so interesting how closely related I can relate to her in that level. So yeah, so singing has always been kind of what my family and I did, and acting came a little bit later on in my life.
Well, yeah, so I guess you really answered my next question then, the transition then from just being in the group, but also just the transition to singing to film in a musical. The music may be different, similar maybe, just because of the life aspect of it, but in terms of the actual music itself, I'm sure the transition was pretty easy for you then to do that.
Singing, the singing was really my comfort zone. I think as an, as a lead as an actress, I was really, I really was feeling nervous about that and blending acting part of it. But because I had such a great, performing alongside Emy and Paulo and then Mallorie, like the team, and it did really feel like family. I felt comfortable enough and to learn and to grow and to observe, and they really created a safe space for us to really, for me to feel like I could thrive in it. So I was really blessed in that way. But it was very nerve-wracking having to incorporate. There was live singing in it as well. Emy at the very end is live, and then the one that I did in the beginning is live, the girl who left home, the actual song. And that was a little bit nerve-wracking as far as like, okay, I have to I'm not just performing on a stage, I'm also baking and doing all these things. In real life, there's a guy holding a boom mic, just maneuvering all the things I wasn't really used to yet. But again, kudos to the team, kudos to everyone that was you do this is how it's going to be done. And I just was always in the learning side of the driver's, or the passenger side of the car, and just going with the flow, and it worked out.
It's funny you say baking, because I was just going to say, Food Network, but with music. I don't know. That's why your eyes lit up there.
Kitchen, opening the oven, and I'm just starting to cook because of quarantine. And so Mallorie, she cooks, and she's like, girl, you have to sing this high note and you have to cut it like you know what you're doing. And I'm like, I don't know. And so literally I'm like, you're thinking about what you're saying. Is this how they make pandesal? It's such a great experience though.
Yeah, I guess from the technical standpoint, you answered my question in terms of you actually sang live as opposed to a playback track as you're filming and everything. So in other words, did some of you go into the studio to do some singing for a playback, or was Mallorie really more towards, let's get this on the live thing. We'll just have the instrumental backtrack playing, but then you guys are going to sing this live?
Yes, for the live songs, we had a pianist. That was like, for me, the pianist was upstairs in the room. So I had the pianist in my ear, and he was just kind of like, we were just like, I guess he was watching me on a screen. And so that's how we were able to perform together. And for Emy, she was singing in the kitchen. And so it was in the other, I think it was like, she was in like one of the pianist was in like the other side of the kitchen or something. It was kind of an interesting,
Office.
always in the office.
How about you, Paulo? Did you do some live singing, or was that on a playback track, or?
It was on a pre-recorded track, and that's
Got it.
actually the standard when, because I've done so many movie musicals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to say shout out to both Haven and Emy that they're being way too humble about this. I mean, singing live to a track in front of the camera, that's advanced Les Miserables stuff.
Totally. Yeah.
You don't do that. I mean, you don't do that. I mean, unless you're doing it on purpose, like, for one of the, musicals live on NBC, something like that. And those people have a month to rehearse it. Like, it's
exactly.
But no, Haven and Emy, they stepped up, like the emotion and singing live. It was so good. I did my pre-records in some stranger's apartment in the suburb of London. Literally, this is like the hottest closet I've ever been in my life.
At least it was soundproof, right? No.
Just a hot closet.
Just a hot closet, sweaty at the same time. See, these viewers, you're not going to get this kind of stuff on any kind of show. So, just want to let you guys know.
Talk about so, obviously a lot of the film's festival experiences and promotion came during COVID, or part of it did. Talk for a minute about the experience of promoting the film. Did you guys get to go to any of the festivals? How was that experience? How was it compromised perhaps during the pandemic? We can start. We'll go backwards. We'll start with Paulo and then go to Emy and then Haven.
Yeah. So living on the East Coast, it was actually really hard for me to see the film in, I guess, the first festival in Los Angeles was only available to California residents, I believe. It wasn't until, was it the San Francisco one that we could actually stream it or something like that? Yeah. But when the Hawaiian Film Festival came along, there was this opportunity to actually go over there, and the timing of it happened that Hawaii just actually literally opened up was going to open up a week before the festival was going to happen. So I just had to go and see it in a movie theater. Emy, Haven, you're so beautiful. The best part is the true premiere of it. Was at a drive-through. So we were on the second floor parking lot of the Ala Moana Mall in Oahu. So there's like the Nordstrom there, and then there's like The Girl Who Left Home on this giant screen, and the sound was amazing because it was being piped into the speakers of your car. It was mind-blowing. It was so cool. It was so safe. It was so safe. No one was being reckless at all. So, and there were like 13 people in the movie theater. So that was
And you could buy shoes at Nordstrom afterwards.
You could buy shoes. It was closed by then. So.
Okay.
How about for you, Emy? Experiences with promotion and whatnot?
Yeah, it was all on Zoom. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to go to anything live. I think the only opportunity to watch it live was Hawaii, and I wasn't ready yet for that. So I've only seen it on my computer. So I can't wait to see it on a big screen and hear it in a theater.
Haven?
Thing. Yeah, it was all through Zoom, unfortunately, but I'm excited. We're all hoping that we can all reunite and have like a reunion and get together and watch it together in like the big screen.
Awesome. We are splitting our episode in two parts. So maybe for the last part of this first part, maybe because we miss Mallorie here today, so shout out to Mallorie. Maybe if we could send a message to Mallorie in closing for this part. We'll start with, we'll just go the same order again. So we'll go with Paulo and then Emy and then Haven.
Rise and shine, Mal. Actually, I think the last time I saw you was in Hawaii. I just want to thank you again for making the experience of shooting this so comfortable that I was actually funny. But
You're hilarious.
that's because of our writer, director, producer.
You got to do stand-up, Paulo. You got to
He
do
let-
stand-up.
Maybe she directs it.
Shout out to Mallorie Ortega for, I mean, it is not an easy feat what she did. She wrote, produced, directed, art directed, wardrobe, social media. She did so much, and she really created an experience that I know will never be repeated, and I will never forget this experience, and I think she did a fantastic job.
Haven.
Cheers to you, Mallorie. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you for creating such an amazing piece of art that resonates with so many FilAm and Asian Americans out there. And thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we want to thank Paolo and Emy and Haven for being with us today. We have so many things to ask. We've asked so much stuff that we felt we had to break this in two. So we hope you're enjoying this lovely Tuesday if you're watching it as it drops in June. We want you to come back next week where we're going to ask our three guests the 13 things, and they're going to talk a little bit also next week about what they're doing now, and they'll have some closing thoughts about The Girl Who Left Home. So thank you for watching, and if you're going to be thinking to yourself, well, gosh, what am I going to do, because it's like 7 more days since they come back, make sure to go into YouTube and watch those previous 19 episodes of Rise and Shine. So we will be back next week. Thank you for watching this week of Rise and Shine. Next week, we turn 21. Rex, we're legal.
We're going to be legal, man.
Rex.
Where's my boba drink? I need my boba
Exactly.
drink.
All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching the show.
Hey everyone, Rex here with Rise and Shine. Did you know there's not one, not two, but 3 different ways you could check out our weekly Rise and Shine episodes? New episodes drop every Tuesday on our YouTube channel at Rise and Shine FAC. And you can listen to the Rise and Shine podcast as you commute to work or walking your daily steps by downloading Rise and Shine wherever you get your favorite podcast. And lastly, you can always join our live audience tapings on Facebook Live, Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 3 different ways you could fill up on your Rise and Shine diet every week. So please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at Rise and Shine FAC and watch new episodes every Tuesday, or download us wherever you get your favorite podcast. And thanks again for watching and listening to Rise and Shine.
Rise and Shine. Hey guys, it's Ed. Thanks for listening today. And did you guys know that Rise and Shine is part of the FilAm Creative umbrella, and that we're a registered nonprofit? And as a nonprofit organization, FilAm Creative depends on generous donations from fine folks like you to help us to continue to produce great programming like Rise and Shine. Please consider making a donation to help produce shows like Rise and Shine. Our Venmo is at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. And if you don't do Venmo, but you still want to donate a few quid to us, then drop us an email at riseandshinefac@gmail.com. That's riseandshinefac@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. We at Rise and Shine appreciate your generosity. Every dollar helps.
Rise and shine! This is Kami. I hope you're enjoying the show. Did you know we have a mailing list? And did you know that you can contact us if you want to say hello to Ed, Rex, Ronnie, Veronica, or even me? Just send us an email at riseandshinefac, that's one word spelled out, riseandshinefac@gmail.com. Again, That's Rise and Shine, FAC, all spelled out, at gmail.com. Join our mailing list so you can be the first to find out about the latest Rise and Shine news.
Hey, Rex here with Rise and Shine, and I want you to do something for me. Help support Rise and Shine by liking, subscribing, and following the show online. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, all under at Rise and Shine FAC. So follow the show on all social media platforms on all one word at Rise and Shine FAC. Thanks again for all the love and support, and tell all your friends about Rise and Shine.
Rise and shine. Hey everyone, this is Ed, and I got a question for you. Did you know that Rise and Shine is only one of the many things produced by FilAm Creative? That's right, FilAm Creative has been producing great stuff, like Rise and Shine, for over 10 years. If you want to learn more about the premier Filipino American organization that has been the #1 advocate for the Asian American entertainment community for over a decade, then visit our website at filamcreative.org. That's filamcreative.org. Learn more about the organization that produces your favorite show, Rise and Shine.
Hi, this is Walter Boholst. I'm proud to be one of the co-founders of FilAm Creative and serve as a member of the board of directors. In case you didn't know about us, I'd like to share with you our mission statement. FilAm Creative Incorporated educates and advocates for the Filipino American entertainment community and all looking for a collaborative workspace in order to achieve greater representation and career advancement. Although we're based in Southern California, FilAm Creative's reach can be felt worldwide. If you're interested in joining us behind the scenes to produce or promote our many programs and initiatives, visit our website at filamcreative.org. That's filamcreative.org. And contact us to learn how you can join our cause. For students, we also have internships available for you to gain valuable experience. Visit us to learn more at filamcreative.org.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, it's Ed. Thanks for listening today. And did you guys know that Rise and Shine is part of the FilAm Creative umbrella and that we're a registered nonprofit? And as a nonprofit organization, FilAm Creative depends on generous donations from fine folks like you to help us to continue to produce great programming like Rise and Shine. Please consider making a donation to help produce shows like Rise and Shine. Our Venmo is at FilAm Creative. That's at FilAm Creative. And if you don't do Venmo, but you still want to donate a few quid to us, then drop us an email at riseandshinefac@gmail.com. That's riseandshinefac@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. We at Rise and Shine appreciate your generosity. Every dollar helps.
Rise and shine. Hey guys, Ronnie here. I know my sister Veronica likes to mess with the crew, but we all really work hard to produce a quality program for you. Rise and Shine is produced by FilAm Creative in association with RAS Music Group and Millennius LLC. Rise and Shine is written, created, produced, and hosted by Ed Malillan and Rex Sampaga. It also features Veronica Cunyaso, Emy Coligado, and me, Ronnie Cunyaso. I'm also our show's stage director, which isn't easy when you gotta keep Ed and Rex in check. And finally, our amazing technical director is Jeremiah Castro. Thanks for tuning in every week to FilAm Creative's #1 show, Rise and Shine.